All right, ladies and gentlemen, do not mind my coat. So I'm doing a little test of this GoPro, and I just wanted to see if you're able to see me the way that I see you. Also, I wanted to talk about something that, I don't know, I've heard in the last couple days, and I thought some of you might be able to relate to it. And it is, and believe it or not, there are people out there who feel that they're not at the level of alcoholism or the level of drunkenness, or however you want to phrase it, that I was in my drinking history. Therefore, they don't have an issue. My friends, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to put anybody on blast, and I'm not here to put anybody on the spot about how they drink, who they drink with, why they drink, and if it's a problem for them or not. But I will say, there comes a point in your history, in your drinking history, in your life, and how you deal with your life and how you deal with the problems and changes that determine if you are a problem drinker or if you are cusping on alcoholism. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I'm definitely not a scientist, and I am not a psychiatrist of any sort. Therefore, everything I say here on this channel, unless I actually bring up a fact that is fact, is my opinion alone. We all have a sense of wanting to belong to something. We have a sense of wanting to belong to something bigger than ourselves. Even if you don't think you do, even if you say, I'm a loner, I love being alone, I love drinking alone, I love blah, blah, blah. Whatever your thing is, right? And, you know, I'm guilty of this as well, but nobody truly wants to be alone. Nobody truly says, you know what, if my friends don't like me, I don't care. If my family doesn't love me, I don't care. That's not true. That's garbage. And I only say that because I myself, and this is way before I started like drinking all the time, I would always say I'm good by myself, F everybody, I don't need them if they don't want me. Well, the truth of the matter is, of course I wanted to be wanted, of course I wanted to be loved. And you know, that could go into a whole nother video, so I'm gonna get a little sidetracked here, but my point is this, is that you don't have to be drinking 30 beers a day. You don't have to be drinking every single day for alcoholism and the disease of alcoholism, if you believe in that or not, is lurking around the corner. If you find, and I'll tell you my case right after this statement, but if you find that you're having 2 glasses of wine every single day because it calms your nerves, and then when you decide not to have those 2 glasses of wine, your body starts to tell you that, and guess what? It's wine time, and it's 1700, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's wine time. You gotta get your wine. And you have to fight to ignore that urge. Chances are there's something going on physically and mentally due to alcohol intake or consistency of that, because alcoholism is a chronic disease and an acute problem. If that makes sense for you, drop your comments below, because this is the drive home, and this is stuff I think about on my way home. I don't know, tell me what you think about on your drive home. Are you thinking about what you're cooking for dinner? Are you thinking about, you know, having to take care of kids? Are you thinking about, in my case, I'm probably gonna have to go relieve my wife to watch my father-in-law? Those kinds of things. But this is stuff I think about. And I also think about things like this, and I'll jump back to the subject at hand in just a second. So my buddy Veterans with Anxiety, he's dealing with a lot on his shoulders, and I'm glad that he is starting to get back in the fold of YouTube, because I believe a community like you guys keeps us sober. And I can't speak for what it does for him, but I can tell he's a lot more enthusiastic and dealing with his grief and some of the other stuff in his life in a positive manner, and I think that's awesome. And I hope that if you ever need something, you can reach out to me, bro. But back to the subject at hand. So alcoholism is acute, right? Or chronic. So if you have to have wine time at a certain time, all the time, something's gonna happen. And the same thing goes with people who think that just because they don't drink 30 beers a night, they're not at my level of alcoholism. That may be true. But do you really want to get to that point? Does it have to get to that point for you to say, hey man, maybe this is messing up my life? Just think about it. And that brings me to this topic also. And I think about these things all day. So somebody else wrote me, it had to be yesterday or this morning. I don't know, folks. I've been having an extremely long week, so I don't know how things merge together. And I hope you can hear me through this wind. Somebody wrote me that, you know, their wife is angry about their drinking. They're hiding their drinking. They were drinking on the job. They got fired, and therefore they're drinking. You know, I had that same problem. I had that same problem to where, you know, my career was being threatened. Like I almost didn't retire from the Army. And, you know, what do I do in retaliation to that, or to say, you know what, F this? I went and got drunk, and I got drunk many more times. I'll edit that cough out. I got drunk for about 2 years, even though my career was being threatened, and I did it because, I don't know, I thought that I was somehow coping with the fact that I was going to lose my career. That's bizarre. But that reminded me that the discussion that person brought, you know, about drinking after they lost their job for drinking. I can relate to that, because it's not as if we're doing it to say, yeah, I showed them. No, I mean, for me, I got to a point where I was like, well, there's nothing left, so why not? But then everything that was remaining was still getting affected by my drinking. And I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you ever had anything like that happen in your life, to where it was being affected negatively by something or another, and yet you still did whatever? You still drank, you still drugged, you still cheated, you still lied, whatever the case is. Because that sometimes our brain is telling us, you may as well just fold the cards in, because it's over anyway. And why not? Because my mind, my brain wanted that alcohol. My brain said, it's all done anyway, so you may as well drink over it. But that was absolutely the opposite thing that I should have been doing in the first place. I probably should have said, hey, you know what? Maybe I should put the bottle down and try to find out how to help my life and how to build a solution that is better for tomorrow. I don't know. Life is a garden, dig it. Life is a daggone garden, and I appreciate all of you who have subscribed to the channel so far, and there's nothing I'd rather be doing at this very moment than talking to you guys. Believe that. And if you need something from me that I can help with, don't get all crazy now. Let me know. I can't wait to see you guys in the weekend. I'm going to do a live on Sunday, so tune in. I missed this past Sunday because I was busy with my father-in-law. So if somebody chimed in, forgive me. Sometimes my life gets a little hectic, but I'll be with you. Don't worry about it, and I'll always be here for you. So just let me know if you need something.